Hello readers, we are back with the Time for Kids magazine Wild Crossing, and I'm going to read two features magazine that are about two authors of books. I'll share the screen and then we'll start reading. Okay, here's the cover that you recognize from last time if you read with me about the animals crossing roads. I'm going to turn through the magazine. Remember, this is the section called The Brief, and the stories and little bite-sized pieces of information are very brief and short. Here's the article that we read. And then here's the page I'm going to stop on, this one with the heading Interview. Here's the title of this page. Read it with me. Ready? Read. 8 questions for Jason Reynolds. Jason Reynolds is the author featured in this article, and a kid interviewed him. The kid's questions are in blue, and then the author's answers are in black. I'm going to zoom in for us. Move myself way over here. Okay. Let's start reading right here. Read with me. Ready? Read. Author Jason Reynolds was recently named National Ambassador for Young People's Literature by the Library of Congress. He spoke with TFK kid reporter Jack Doan. So Jason Reynolds was chosen by the Library of Congress. That's a division or a group in our government. And they choose different authors to go around the country to speak with kids about reading books, the importance of sharing our own stories, and the importance of reading other people's stories and books. So now let's read Jack's question to the author Jason Reynolds. Here we go. Read with me. Ready? Read. What's your goal as National Ambassador? Okay, let's read his answer. So Jack wants to find out, what is Jason going to do? What does he want to do, having this big job of going around the country and talking to kids about reading and writing? Here we go. Ready? Read. My goal is to visit small towns and encourage young people to share their stories. Stories aren't just in books. Our lives are books in themselves. All our stories are valuable. I just noticed I missed a word right there. That's okay. Sometimes that happens when we're reading, right? So what do you think about this, what Jason said? Stories aren't just in books. Our lives are books in themselves. What is he saying? So I think he's saying that that our lives have a story to them. And that story could be written down into a book, or it just exists every day. Our life is a story. Okay, let's read Jack's second question. Ready? Read. You visit schools often. Why is that important to you? Okay, ready? Let's read his answer. Read. My job is to show kids that the person who wrote these books is a regular person, a person with fears and desires and joy, just like them. So I love this because sometimes we think that people that write books are extraordinary, or they're like fiction, or they don't exist, or they're otherworldly. but really they're just people that put their story on paper and asked somebody, a publisher, to share it with others. And the people that write these books are afraid of things. They have desires. That means they want things. They have joy. They get happy and excited about things. And those are things everybody feels, whether you think you're an author or a good writer or not. Okay, question 3. Ready? Read. What's it like to write a novel? A novel is a long fiction story, and it has lots of chapters in it. What does every fiction story have? Characters, a setting, it has plot. That means a problem and a solution. I love novels. Let's read Jason's answer. Ready? Read. The truth is, it's difficult. You can't really master it. You just do the best you can and make it as clear as possible. You try to make something beautiful with the words you know. What do you think about his answer? I love that he's honest, that writing a novel, a long fiction book with lots of chapters, is difficult. I like that he says you can't master it. That means you never know everything about writing a novel. You just do the best you can. And I like this too, that you make something beautiful with the words you know. So you don't have to be perfect, just use what you know to share your story. Question 4, ready? Read with me. You write especially for young people. Why? Answer, ready, read. Who else is there to write for? I want to write about how interesting and resilient young people are. Resilient is a word that's defined in the glossary on this page. And that means that you bounce back from hard things, that you become stronger and you're healthy even after really hard things or bad things happen to you. Question 5, ready? Read. What makes fiction so powerful for young people? Answer, ready, read. Fiction takes you into the lives of others. They might be suffering or being treated unfairly, and you learn to care about those people. That's an amazing thing. And if you're reading about people in books, characters that have suffered, that are being treated unfairly, but then they are resilient and they become stronger and they still thrive after these sufferings, then it might make you think about people that you know in your life and you can understand them better, even though maybe you don't know their whole story like you know the whole story in a fiction book. And it's an amazing thing. It's a good thing to care about other people and to learn about other people. Question 6, ready? Read. The boys in your novels show their emotions. Why is that? Ready? Read the answer with me. I grew up in a neighborhood where boys couldn't seem scared or sensitive. But boys can be all these things. I want to show them that it's okay to have a range of emotions. Range of emotions means a variety from beginning to end. So you can have, fearful emotions. You can be scared, nervous, anxious. You can be depressed, sad, mad. But you can also show feelings of joy, happiness, excitement, just all of them. You can experience the full range, all of them. Question 7, ready? Read. Why is diversity important in books? Read the answer with me. Ready? Read. America is a diverse country. It's got people from all over the world living all kinds of lives. That's the beauty of our country. Why not have that beauty shown in our literature? So diversity means a range. It means lots of different examples of something. I think what he's talking about right here, though, is ethnic diversity. That means people who come from all over the world, people that have different skin colors, different hair, people that speak different languages. And so he wants to tell stories about people live with diverse lives, different. They look different, they might sound different. But again, remember, it goes back to everybody experiences a range of emotions. Doesn't matter what you look like or where you're from. We are all important and worth respect, and we're all worth caring about. Last question, question 8. Ready? Read. You publish books frequently. How do you do it? Answer, ready, read. I work 6 or 7 hours every day. My mom worked for 50 years and never got an opportunity like this, so I never take it for granted. Wow, can you imagine writing 6 or 7 hours every day? That's a lot. Here's our power word, resilient. It's an adjective. That means it describes a noun. A noun is a person, place, or thing. People, nouns. So we can describe ourselves as being resilient, able to become strong, healthy, or successful again after something bad happens. So how are you being resilient right now? You can be resilient over big things or little things. So we're all being resilient with this bad coronavirus that's happening. We are having to stay home. We can't go to school, but we are still becoming strong and healthy and successful. You're still learning right now by watching this video. Nice job. We're staying healthy by keeping distance from others. You can also be resilient with small things. So if you're sketching a picture, you're drawing a picture, and you don't like how it looks, you don't just give up. You might erase it. You might get a new paper and start again. That's being resilient. You're giving success another chance. Okay, so that was Jason Reynolds. You know that I love to look things up, and so I want to share this tab with you. Let's see. I think you can see it. This is Jason Reynolds' website, and I'll quickly take you down. This tells about him and his life. Here's his bookshelf. You can click here to see his books. They're for grown-up readers like yourself and maybe even older. And then on this tab, this word says procrastination. That means putting things off. And I clicked on it, and I found out that he is writing a poem for every day that we're in quarantine, every day that we're staying home. Here's day 14. Oh, there's that. Day 13. Day 12, Easter in quarantine. So I just think that's so cool. I wonder if you might feel inspired to write a poem. You could read some of these to get an idea of what a poem can sound like, or you could just write a journal. Write what you do every day. Okay, I'm going to close that up, go back to the magazine, and read about our second author. So this is a picture of the author, the person that wrote this book. This illustration right here is the subject of the book. It's about a person. They are not the same. This author wrote about a different person. The title of the book is All the Way to the Top. The title of this article is Fighting for Change. Okay, please read with me the best you can. Ready? Read. Jennifer Keelan Chaffins has a disorder called cerebral palsy. She uses a wheelchair. As a child, it was hard for her to do simple things like eat lunch with her friends in school because there were no wheelchair ramps in the cafeteria. Okay, so she has this disease. She sits in a wheelchair, and she's probably close to my age now in real time. And so, say 30 years ago, her school was not updated for someone like her that needed ramps to get upstairs. What do we have in our school that would help somebody in a wheelchair? We have that elevator. I don't know if you've ever been on it. Maybe when you were taking lunch to the cafeteria, you've been on it one time, but we have that because if you're in a wheelchair, you can't get up all those stairs at our school. Okay, let's read. Ready? Read. When she was 8, Jennifer set aside her wheelchair and climbed the steps of the United States Capitol on her hands and knees. And let me tell you, there are a lot of stairs to do that. And I'm also wondering why she didn't go up a ramp at the Capitol of the United States. Ready? Read. Her actions sent a message. Pass the Americans with Disability Act, also known as ADA. Lawmakers listened. Today, the ADA makes public spaces accessible to people with disabilities. All the Way to the Top is Keelan Chaffin's story. Jennifer had the power to inspire and to change the world, author Annette Bay Pimentel told TFK. I hope readers take away that they can make a difference and make a change. So Annette is this author right here, and this is Jennifer. And what I think I'm inferring is that she was sending a message that she had to climb with her arms up the stairs, and that the lawmakers, the people who write laws or rules for adults, they work at the United States Capitol. And so by crawling up those stairs, she was expressing to them that this is not okay. And people all over the country sometimes have to do things like this when they don't want to. So she really made a difference for people that have to be in wheelchairs. Of course, if you want to learn more about cerebral palsy and what it is, you can look it up on your computer, right, to learn more. But I also looked up this person. So this is her webpage where you can learn about how she continues to make things better for people in wheelchairs. This is the actual girl that climbed up those steps. And then if I go to the top and I click on the book, then we'll be able to see the author. So here's that book that we saw in the article. So here's the author, she wrote the book, and here's the illustrator. They did the pictures in the book. Can I zoom out, go to the cover. You can access this magazine at Time for Kids. You have to ask your parent to sign in and get a free copy of this, and then you can read the rest of it on your own. Thank you for reading with me, and keep being resilient.